This is the most important episode you're ever gonna watch from me. Damn bullies. I hate them, I can't stand them, they irk me, and I'm gonna do that again because I just really fucking hate you bullies. Today, I have a special treat for you. We're gonna talk about how to deal with bullies in business. Whether you're new in business or you've been in business for a while, trust me, these are 5 bullies you have to look out for, and boy, have I got some stories for you. Bully number 1 is the worst, the entitled employee bully. You ever have that person that works for you for a couple years and all of a sudden they think they should own a piece of the company? Oh, it's so obnoxious. I had an intern once that after a couple of years, she literally sat me down and wanted a contract because she thought she should earn or own 3% of my business. Really? You started off as an intern on Craigslist, now all of a sudden you think you're an owner. Hand over the money and we'll see. Here's how you deal with that. You have to set standards from the very beginning. Have a contract in place, let your employees know that you're growing your business and that although they're crucial to the growth of the business, that to be an owner or a partner, that takes a monetary investment. Number 2 is your contractor bully. I deal with this a lot in fashion. When you have a contractor, you're giving them a cut of goods or they're supposed to be making a product for you. You've worked out a deal in the beginning to where maybe you pay them 50% up front, 50% after 7 days following the delivery. Now all of a sudden in the middle of the game, everything changes. They don't want to release your merchandise until they're fully paid, or they try to renegotiate a higher price point. That's a contractor bully, and those are probably the hardest to deal with. Why? Because they have your goods and you can't have sales without your goods. So it's important to have a contract in place before any work is done with all of the contractors on the terms of your agreement. The number 3 bully is the hardest to get rid of, and that's a business partner bully. They sound a little something like this. It's very annoying. You feel all full of hope in the beginning because they have all these empty promises that they can't keep. Oh, I've been in business forever. I really don't need your money. I'm just gonna help you out. You seem like a nice person. I can give you all this fabric. I can do this for you. I can do that for you. I can negotiate cheaper pricing for you. And then when it comes down to it, they're on their side of the world and you're on your side of the world. You're still doing 110% of your business, and all they're doing is looking over your shoulder every month for a check. And trust me, they're gonna stand there and wait for you to write it, and then the next time you need something, they're gonna disappear. So how do you deal with the business partner bully? You make sure there is a clear contract in place. And this is going to be a different type of contract than, say, your employee contract or your contract with your vendors or contractors. This one needs to state very clear what each of you are doing for the business, what your responsibilities are, what you're bringing to the table, and what your promises are. And you put a timeline on that. And if your business partner isn't staying true to his promises, then that contract is null and void and the business goes back into your name. Bully number 4 is your sales bully. There are different types of people in sales. You can have people who are doing marketing for you, such as social media, social influencers, people who are marketing your product on a social media platform. It could also be an actual 1099 salesperson whose job is to go out there and obviously garner more sales for your company. So this is what these bullies do. Because they see that they're bringing your company a certain amount of sales, they then in turn start feeling entitled that they've built your business and they've brought you, this many sales and they're still only getting, this much percentage, and they feel like they should have a higher percentage or more of the company. Okay, let's think about this. Okay, so say, who's a company that has a salesperson? So say you're a salesperson at Nordstrom, right? Nordstrom's, you're the top salesperson in the biggest store in New York City, and you have the highest sales of anyone in all of Nordstrom's in all the country. What are you gonna do? You're gonna have to sit down with the CEO of Nordstrom's and tell him that since you're his top salesperson, you think that you deserve a higher percentage or you should own part of the company? No, that's absolutely ridiculous. So why as a salesperson, it's a job. You're technically an employee. You're getting paid to, you want more commission? Go sell more. That's plain and simple, that's just how it is. So when you have a sales bully in your corner, you obviously, if they're your number 1, you want to keep them happy. So it's important, again, to establish boundaries in the beginning. In the beginning of the relationship, here's your commission chart, here is your potential growth, and this is where you cap. If you're selling $100 million a year and you're at 5% and you want to make twice as much, you don't ask for 10%. You go and you sell $200 million. That's the way it works. You make sure you have that contract in place and you set realistic goals and let them know where their cap is. So here are 3 ways to handle that. First of all, you want to have a clear compensation plan to where they see how they can make more money and what the cap is. Number 2 is reward your people. People do well with rewards. It makes you feel valuable. And number 3, it's okay to make adjustments, but make sure it benefits your business and doesn't hurt your clients. Our number 5 and last bully is your customer bully. This is a bully who can cause the most damage to your business. There's 2 types of customer bullies. There's a retail customer bully and a wholesale customer bully. The retail customer tries to bully you into deeper discounts, free clothes. They're never satisfied. They hate your merchandise. It's cheap, it doesn't fit well, it washes terrible, the color's not the same as it was on their computer monitor. I mean, there's a million and one excuses. And they threaten things like bad Yelp reviews, negative social media comments, or even to go to the Better Business Bureau. So with these customers, it's best to explain that there's a certain level of respect that you have to have. And if they cross those boundaries, you have to decide what it's worth. What is it worth for you to just make them happy and go away? Because that's ultimately what you want, is for them to zip it, smile, and go away. Is it giving them a free pant? Is it repairing something? Is it giving their money back? If it's not gonna hurt you in the long run, just make them happy and go away, because those will be your biggest viruses. I myself am a retail customer, as most of you are. So there are a few companies that I really love their policies. I love how I treated when I call them, when I return things. I'm super impressed with the Children's Place. I once ordered a shirt. They sent me something 9 months for my 4-year-old. They didn't even ask for the product back. They just sent me out a shirt that was the proper size, and they said, give that shirt away as a gift. I thought that was awesome. Made me happy. I will always shop at Children's Place. H&M, easiest place to return things. They never bother you. It's super simple. They don't even ask you any questions. You fill out a form, you send it, you get your money back, or they send you the new product. Nordstrom's also has a great 90-day return policy. My favorite. It's good for people like me who I don't like to try things on. I just buy a bunch of crap, throw it in the bag, and go home and see what fits. But it's also a downfall when you have the customers who just return things after they've worn it for 90 days and they want their money back so they can buy something new. So it's a give and take. You got to decide what type of customer service, what kind of a customer refund policy is best for you. The second type of customer bully is a wholesale customer bully. This is a wholesale customer that comes to you to buy goods that are already made, and then they go in turn and resell it on whatever their platform is. So I had this customer one time, a swimwear company out of California. They were ordering wholesale from me for about a good year, and it was called private label. So I put their label on my goods. And after about a year of working together, you know, we did about $1 million in orders without a contract. They tried to bully me into cheaper pricing. Well, I manufacture in LA, I'm a designer, the goods are coming to your door ready to go. I mill all of my fabrics locally, I pay fair wages. There's all these components that go into how my pricing works. And it just wasn't good enough for them. They wanted me to give them an additional 30% off, which was basically my profit margin. So I would be essentially working for free. Well, they didn't like my no answer. So they basically kept all of my samples and ended up knocking them off in China and Dubai. And they strung me along for 3 months, and then at the end of the 3 months, lo and behold, I go to their website and there's my entire collection available for purchase. And I had not made one stitch of the merchandise, nor did I profit from any of it. In fact, it was one of the biggest lessons I learned in my life. And although I took a hard hit, I have learned a valuable lesson in how to deal with a wholesale bully. Now that mistake cost me about $500,000 and 4 years in court. So I hope that you listen to this and learn from what I'm telling you, and I'm gonna just stress this probably in every single stinking video, and that's contract, contract, contract. So there's no gray area. People in business are not your friends. You can be friends with them after you have a contract, and you can be friendly with them, but without those clear, defined rules in place, you leave a lot of room for gray area and loss. That's this week's episode on valuetainment, so if you're a bully, I'm coming for you. You ready? I got this, I got this. Comment below, I wanna hear your bully stories. Don't forget to subscribe to Valuetainment because we wanna get to 1 million subscribers. Woo!